Hello, welcome to the Grandpa and the Goddess of Poetry. Today, Grandpa is going to read a poem from the early part of the 20th century by the English writer Hilaire Belloc. He was of French extraction, as his name suggests, but he lived most of his life in England and was very well known and appreciated at the time. He was a friend of a lot of literary people, especially G.K. Chesterton. They were both staunch Catholics, though their writing is very good-humoured, practical, and witty as well. I love the way they address serious matters in a serious but also combined with a light-hearted use of words. Both of them wrote some very entertaining poetry, and today I'm going to read one of Belloc's best-known poems that was written around the year 1909, and it was written to a girl he met while on holiday in the Pyrenees. In a remote mountain village, he met this girl from Scotland whose name was Miranda McIntosh. We don't know very much about her, except that she inspired Belloc to write this poem. And it's interesting how people can inspire other people to write poetry about them. It's also interesting in this poem, I think, the way Belloc uses words as alliteration to words to recall sounds of music and people talking. I think it's a lovely imagery of two people in a remote mountain village spending the night. You can imagine, before the age of tourism, 1909, to be spending the night in a remote inn in the Pyrenees must have been quite an experience. And this poem is called Tarantella. It's one that I learnt at school because it has such lovely imagery in it. I think it appeals to children. It still appeals to me today. A tarantella is a sort of dance that is supposed to imitate the sort of frenzy that a person gets into in love, but is also the sort of frenzy that happens if you get bitten by a tarantula, that nasty spider that can actually kill you, reportedly, the tarantella. I'm going to read this poem now. I love it. It brings back my childhood and also my own travels in the Pyrenees. Tarantella. Do you remember an inn, Miranda? Do you remember an inn? With the tedding and spreading and the straw for a bedding, and the fleas that tease in the high Pyrenees, and the wine that tasted of the tar, and the cheers and the jeers of the young muleteers under the vine of the dark veranda. Do you remember an inn, Miranda? Do you remember an inn? And the cheers and the jeers of the young muleteers who hadn't got a penny and weren't paying any, and the hammer at the doors, and the din, and the hip-hop-hap of the clap of the hands to the twirl and the swirl of the girl gone chancing, glancing, dancing, backing and advancing, snapping, to the clapper, to the spin, out and in, and the ting, tong, tang of the guitar. Do you remember an inn, Miranda? Do you remember an inn? Nevermore, Miranda, nevermore. Only the high peaks hoar, and Aragon, a torrent at the door. No sound in the walls of the halls where falls the tread of the feet of the dead to the ground. No sound but the boom of the far waterfall like doom. Isn't that a beautiful use of words? I think it's a great example of how poetry can really sort of change your mood and get the blood flowing. I love that poem. Hope you like that too. Thanks for listening.